Made.
Hey lovely people, I'm Rinde and welcome to a new episode of
How I Made.
Today I want to show you how I made the Childish Gambino Redbone cover. I think it's one of the videos that I'm most proud of on this channel because it has everything. It has the flugelhorn, it has good drums, good vocals. So let's dive into the project and see how I did the live set. Here is the live set from Childish Gambino. I'm going to show you per segment and how I did this. And let's start with the intro. So we have the intro right here. So what I'm using here is a really cool pedal called the TC Electronic Infinite Sample. I'm going to get it. So this is the TC Electronic Infinite Sample, no ad. This is an amazing pedal that I got a couple of months ago. It allows me to put a signal in the pedal and then freeze the sound that's coming into it. So what you hear is the flugelhorn. And then I press freeze and I can add more samples to it until it becomes a chord. So the notes that you hear are an F sus chord. From that on, I try to build up to the full intro. And I'm from the Netherlands and we call it bugle, so that's why it says bugle. I got some EQ to get rid of the low end, not that there's very much there, but just in case, and add some highs. Then we add the LA2 compressor. Then we're adding a bit of room. Then a bit of tape slap to give it a bit of a chorus effect, and then just a bit of tuning because it's a really old one with a lot of dents and scratches, and it's not really in tune that much over the range that I'm playing. I got it from my dad. He got it for 20 euros. But it has a really cool vintage sound, so I love it. But I have to tune it when I record it. Just a bit more verb. So I have the signal, the live signal that I record from my flugelhorn, and then the wet signal of the pedal. And you hear in the wet signal of the pedal also a bit of the dry signal. And while that sound keeps ringing, I'll head over to the piano in the video and then I loop the first segment. I recorded the piano in session view, and you can get to session view when you press tab on the keyboard. And this session view perfectly links up with the Ableton push because this view is perfectly mirrored right here. And the clips that are filled in, they also get a color on the Ableton push. I fixed the loop length to 4 bars, so when I play 4 bars in time, it automatically starts looping. So that's why I didn't have to press a button in the video, and it's just automated into the Ableton push. So that's really cool. I use the Analog Lab Rhodes, I think. Yes, Latin Fusion. With a bit of EQ, a bit of sidechaining to the kick, and a bit of Sketch Cassette, which is a really cool cassette plugin with a flutter like an LFO, and you can add saturation, but I didn't do it with this. I also love the Rhodes sound from Analog Lab. It has a really cool feel to it. So that starts looping. And then I'll head over to the flugelhorn again. And when I press play, and when I'm walking over to the flugelhorn, I press play on the buttons that I've already programmed, which are the drums. I don't know, yeah, you can see them right here. So when I walk to the flugelhorn and play the main theme, I also press play on the Ableton push, because I programmed the drums into Ableton before I did the live session. So then when I had to press play, everything came together. Could have looped the drums into the video, but then it would just take longer for the build up, and I think it was already long enough. So we were 1 minute in before everything starts, so I think that was long enough. And when I played the flugelhorn, the main theme, that also started looping. So the elements that are right here is a glockenspiel. It's just a sample from Splice. I don't have a glockenspiel yet, so that's an extra layer on top with some reverb and a bit of EQ. Then we have the main theme on a flugelhorn. And for the second time it loops. We have the main pad. And then in post I played the bass. Put some compression on it. Put some tape saturation, also from UAD. And bass EQ, it's like a mastering EQ. You can tweak it a bit. I put on a preset called Bass Old School. And then a bit of sidechain to the kick. And then we have the drums. I'm really proud of the drums. So the elements are the kick. Just a cool kick sample, but also put out a bit of the high end. An open hat, sidechain to the kick. A snare from myself. I sampled it from a drum kit. But I put a transient shaper on it to make it a bit shorter. This is the snare. We have a transient shaper to cut out of the sustain. Then we have a compressor, add an EQ to make it a bit more fat, and then another EQ. So it has that punch, I really wanted that, but also a bit of an acoustic feel, not that hard. So, and then we have a hat loop. And those are the drums. Oh, we have some ghost notes from Jake Reed. Amazing sample pack, Jake Reed dry drums. I use them in most of my songs before I got my own samples, but it has a really amazing sound. and you can tweak a lot about those drums. What I did live is I looped these drums so that I can hear them in my ear, and I had a bit of the feel of the song. And then in post, I added some ghost notes, and I sometimes moved the kick so that it would have a more natural feel to it. So I think that's it. I hope you liked the video. I hope you learned something from it. If you have any questions, please let them know in the comments or message me. So just so you know it, I record everything in one day. I get the idea most of the time in the morning, Friday in the morning. Then I lay out the idea in Ableton Live, then I record the video, and then I'll add some things in post, and then I'll put it out the same day and Friday in the afternoon. So really finding my rhythm now in posting these covers and making them special. If you want to support that, you can head over to Patreon and support my channel. I have the high quality WAV files from my YouTube covers. You can also get some samples and behind the scenes content. It would really help me out a lot. So thanks again for watching and have a nice day. See you next time. Bye.